Hello, welcome to episode 53 of the Wayward Skein podcast. My name is Lynn. I am your host. I am known as Toll Baby pretty much everywhere on the internet. I made the decision to start trying Twitter and then promptly forgot. So I have like one tweet that's like, let's check this out. And then there's nothing. So I goofed. But anyway, I'm also on Ravelry. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Etsy. I'm all over the place. YouTube, obviously. Hi. So today is Sunday, September 15th. I am honestly exhausted, and the little creep upstairs has just started running back and forth across the house. I say little creep. He's now 8 years old, so not so little anymore. I saw him on the street the other day, and I couldn't believe how big he was. I actually have done some knitting. Not a lot. But I did meet my goal for Rob's sock, and I'm now partway down the foot, so I have roughly 3.5 more inches to go because Rob's foot is about half an inch longer than mine. Well, his hand is about half an inch longer than mine. So this is my standard sock pattern. It's a 3x2 rib. I follow the sock recipe, A Good Plain Sock by the Yarn Harlot. I do a heel flap and gusset for Rob because that's what he likes, and all his socks have to be identical. So, because he likes them all to fit exactly the same. So this is the second sock. The first sock is finished a good long time ago. This is number 2, and it's almost done. I will probably be able to finish it this week. Sadly, I have not yet located a needle for the sleeves on my sweater, which is very frustrating because I've been to a lot of different stores, and nobody seems to have one. So I'm a little peeved. I may have to order one online. So yeah, this is the sock. It's knit out of Fiber Stash Strong Toes in the ink colorway. It's a gorgeous tonal denim blue, and I'm really enjoying knitting it. It's gorgeous yarn. I have woven in this end. I just didn't cut it because I didn't have a pair of scissors at the time. Basically because my kids keep stealing my scissors. So this is all the knitting I've done, unfortunately. I do have a couple of things I want to cast on, but I'm not letting myself do it until I finish the sweater because I committed to the sweater, and I'm getting frustrated. I want to get back to the chuppah as well because that has a specific date that I need to have it finished by, and I don't even think I'm 20% of the way through the pattern, so I really want to get moving on that. But anyway, here we are, stalled in Sockland for now. So that's literally the only knitting that I have to show you guys. Sorry, you're going to look at my arm for a minute here. I did manage to print out another copy of Find Your Fade. I knit a Find Your Fade a couple of years ago. I gave it to my friend Tanya's wedding present. I started a second one and put it away. It went into hibernation. I can't remember why, but there was something else that I needed to finish more quickly. Something else was on a deadline, I think, and so I didn't finish it. But now that I have the pattern printed out again, I will be able to pull it out, see where I am, and where I need to be. So that will be re-entering the rotation once I've sorted out the sweater. Sorry, I keep moving forward. Last time I would kept leaning back like this, and this week I keep moving forward too far so you can't see my face. I will get the hang of this, I promise. So that's basically all the knitting I did. I do have some tea. It is one of my favorites. It's the Twinnings, or Twinings, I'm never sure how to pronounce that. It is the vanilla peppermint, or as it's called in the States, the buttermint flavor. It is so smooth and delicious and wonderful, and it makes me happy. I've also been drinking a lot of Stash Tea licorice spice the last couple of weeks because I found a secret stash of it in a box that was still packed in my son's room. So I've been drinking a lot of that. and I didn't bring my book to show you, but I'm still working on The Hornet's Nest by Jimmy Carter. I'm really enjoying it. So far, I haven't gotten to any of the jumping around or the actual war, so I'm still just following these farmers we were in Pennsylvania, then we moved to somewhere else that I've now forgotten because I'm an idiot. Anyway, we're still following the same two brothers that were in the beginning of the book and their families and so on and so forth. They got involved with the regulators. This is just before the Revolutionary War? Yes, the independence from Britain. So it's just before that. We haven't got there yet. Sorry, it's got a weird cramp in my arm. So yeah, I've been working a lot of extra hours at the store. I just finished a 6.5-hour shift a couple of hours ago. I did not go to my mom's as I usually do on Sundays because I was just too tired and I've got some math homework that I need to work on. So I stayed home and I made a pot of cheese tortellini soup for the kids. And I made myself, I don't exactly know how to describe it. It's stewing beef chopped up really small with some sweet potatoes cubed up, and that's cooked in a frying pan. And then I added some salsa verde and some cheese whiz. It's not healthy by any stretch of the imagination, but damn is it good. So anyway, I made myself some of that. And the kids really liked the soup. They both came back for extras, and my daughter wanted to come back for more extra, and I said, no, this is your lunch tomorrow. You have to leave some. It's a big pot of soup, and they're going to finish it in one day. But there we are. So yeah, last weekend was a little bit hairy. I worked both days. Then I ended up, I don't know, it's just been a lot of extra hours recently, and I'm tired. Very, very tired. And I still have math homework to do tonight. So this is going to be short and sweet. So yes, I am still reading The Hornet's Nest. It is by President Jimmy Carter. He has a number of novels out. I'm looking at finding some of the others after I'm done with this one because I'm very much enjoying his writing style. He has a very illustrated prose, if that makes any sense. You have no trouble picturing what he's describing. And I just find him very descriptive and pleasant to read. So I'm glad I picked it up. My mom read it before I did. She had a little bit of trouble following it, but I'm just really, really enjoying it. I just wish I had more time to read for pleasure. So I probably would if I didn't spend so much time on Facebook, if I'm honest. So watching wise, I still have not watched any podcasts. I've noticed that Night Owl Fibers has a new episode out. All the regular usual suspects, the Knit Girls, the Knitting Expats, Bakery Bears, they're all regular as clockwork. None of my friends have gotten back to post podcasting. Wow. There are times where I just cannot make my mouth say what I want it to say. And there are times when I can't make my hands grab when I want them to grab. And it's been that kind of weekend. So super fun. Anyway, so I'm still watching MacGyver. I'm partway through season 2. The acting has not improved. Really not improved. It's really bad acting. And even now, like, I'm looking at this stuff, and you know how you watch Big Bang Theory and like you're like, oh yeah, physics, woo! But you watch MacGyver, and he's supposed to be a physics whiz, and you've all heard the term MacGyverism, which is taking something and making something completely different out of it to serve a purpose, which is what he does in every episode. But I'm watching these things going, that would never work. There's no way that would ever work. It's like he has this tendency to use something that refracts light to focus a beam onto something to set it on fire, except it takes like 10 seconds, and he's just like, yeah, it worked again. And at one point he was using rosary beads, glass rosary beads, and he just put them in a pile on a log. And all of a sudden you see this little beam of light going towards the rope, exactly where he wants to burn it. And I'm like, yeah, no, that pile of rosary beads would be throwing off light everywhere. It frustrates me. I know it's a TV show. I know it's an old TV show. I loved it as a kid, and quite frankly, I still love his character because he's such a nice guy, and he's nice to everybody, and he goes out of his way to make people feel good about themselves. So I do still love him a little bit, but yeah, the show has not stood the test of time, and there we are. I haven't really watched anything else at all. Like, I've been watching bits of Stephen Colbert and James Corden, but that's about it. I haven't really had time. There are at least 3 nights this week that I came home very late. There was one night I was we went out to the gym on Monday nights, and I got home fairly late after that. Wednesday I was working, and then on Friday we went out and did groceries, and I didn't get home till 9 p.m. So I'm getting tired of this. Today I got off work at 2:30, and I didn't make it through the front door till 4 o'clock, just because I had errands to run and there was stuff to do. So yeah, I'm just frustrated and tired. And bleh. So other than that, I don't really have much to talk about. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going on that's been extremely stressful, but I can't talk about it. Some of it is extremely personal family stuff, and I don't want to air my dirty laundry on TV or on YouTube, whatever. Wow. And some of it is stuff at work that is extremely sensitive and very frustrating and very stressful, and I just can't talk about it. So, all this to say, I will have a longer, better episode for you guys next weekend, I hope. Tomorrow I have 2 long shifts, but I've talked to my manager already, and he will no longer be scheduling me for longer shifts. I thought we had an understanding that I don't work 6-hour shifts. I work 4-hour shifts, and the last couple of weeks he's been scheduling me for a lot of 6-hour shifts, and it's too much. I can't handle working that many hours on top of my day job, on top of going to school, on top of taking a class at Temple, which starts again next Thursday. It's too much. So I've asked to reduce my hours a little bit, because I just added a 3rd day of the week that I work. So I'm not reducing the number of days I work, just the number of hours per day, because I can't handle a 6-hour shift. So I've been doing a lot more cooking at home, which is nice because we're eating better food. Less convenient stuff and tastier food. So that's a plus in my book. And this week I have a plan for what I'm going to be making for my lunches, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, I still need to clean my kitchen up because it's a disaster. I face my kitchen when I sit here, and I'm just looking at the mess right now. Maybe tomorrow. So other than that, there's not much going on. So I will wish you guys all a fantastic week. This episode is actually going to be under 15 minutes. Just because I wanted to throw something out there. I wanted to last weekend, and I just didn't. I couldn't figure out how to find the time to do it, and I didn't have a lot of knitting to show for it. I still don't. But this week I wanted to throw an episode up just to say hey, and I'm still alive, and I miss you guys, and I love the comments that you guys leave. When you guys leave comments on the YouTube videos, it really makes me happy, and I love reading them, and I've got my regulars who comment every time, and hi to you guys. Yeah, throw me a comment, say hey, and I will talk to you guys next week. Hopefully I will have more knitting to show for next week. Hopefully I will have a finished pair of socks. And hopefully I will be back to working on the sweater. So I will say goodbye and ask you all to once again, please be kind to one another. Bye.